push just to tell me straight up. Ain't no sense in waiting later, I need it straight up. I ain't tripping on them haters, I got my mind made up.
If you got something to say, don't let your words go to waste. Get it all out today. 5 o'clock, it's time to rock. DJ Machiavelli and my girl Brooke on top. Let's go.
It's your girl, the Queen of Stone Mountain, SCONEMOUNTAIN.
And it's your boy DJ Machiavelli. We back. I know it's been a while.
It's been a minute. We sorry, y'all.
It's been a couple months.
We had to get back on track. We had a lot going on. I believe our last episode was like right after my 30th birthday, and then
it was busy because planning for my birthday and getting stuff ready for life.
Right, we in the 30 club, y'all. Like
I had to do a lot of resting and icing and recovering.
Yes, man. So for Mac's birthday, we went to
Montego Bay, Jamaica.
Montego Bay, and when I tell you that was a vibe, like that was a trip I feel like everybody needed.
Yeah, I not only needed, but I probably want to go back at some point.
Listen, I'm trying to go back 40 years out.
Because that was definitely it was much cheaper between stuff everybody dealing with and then the pandemic, not really being able to go places and do stuff, and then going somewhere different, seeing different stuff with different people.
Yeah,
and
it was
being
super
in Jamaica.
dope. And that food,
y'all.
I'm so mad because I feel like the food in America, the Jamaican food is mid.
I probably never eat Caribbean food in America the same way.
I feel like it's mid,
because I've never had anything.
Folks was like legit catching the fish on the beach.
I'm talking about.
And bringing it to the kitchen.
I'm talking about.
To cook.
That was the best curry goat I've ever had.
Yeah, no, that was the best curry goat I've ever had.
Ever in my life. And
I feel like he definitely shot the goat himself. Like our chef.
Probably, he bred it, he birthed it, he fucking grew it. Bedtime stories, and that shit was so, man.
It was dope. So we definitely had a great time. They don't play about COVID out there. That's one thing, America.
They had a curfew.
Had a curfew. So during the week it was 8 p.m. and on the weekend it was 4 p.m. But we still found a way to make it work out there. I think we still had a really good time, curfew and all.
I had a great time.
Yeah. So that's definitely, if you haven't been in Montego Bay, definitely pull up. It's definitely a vibe.
You definitely should go. And I can tell you where to stay too.
Yeah. Our Airbnb was lit.
Yeah, the full ass condo.
Yeah. Yeah, that Airbnb was super lit. The host was super lit. Yeah. We definitely gotta make that
back soon as fucking possible.
Yeah. Shoot, I might run it back for my birthday. We could see Montego again.
We got 7 months? So
yeah, so it might be
let's
up.
start planning now.
Right. So you got anything else popping going on since we took our little break? I know we both turned 30, been on a few trips. I know you've been working like crazy, man.
Working like crazy, turning 30 in itself, got a new car.
Come on. You remind me of my Jeep.
Just a couple, job transition, just a couple things, really. But mostly, just staying busy.
Yeah, that's what's up.
And trying to stay out the way, because, everybody outside now.
Everybody is outside.
Everybody got plans for something, to do something.
Listen.
So.
Yeah, so, like Greg, I've had a lot of good things going on, moved to a new spot.
That's your own apartment?
Yeah. I just got a new apartment. No, I'm kidding. I don't want to put that part in there, but this part is going to go in there. But, I'm closer to work, so that's pretty dope. Being in this city, Atlanta's a beautiful city.
It is.
But it has its qualms as well. That traffic is crazy.
The reasons we're here now.
Right. That traffic is crazy. And it doesn't matter what area in Atlanta you're in, even 285 the worst, 75, 85, 20, it's just traffic everywhere.
Yeah, 400, 78.
We're full. Roads. We're full. Stop moving here.
141, whatever the hell you think of.
Not 141, not north. But I've had a lot of good things going on, and I'm excited about the things that are coming for the second half of the year.
Yeah, I think the second half of the year, I'm working on some stuff, so it's gonna be still gonna be busy, but you know, it's always a blessing to be busy.
Right, it is a blessing.
Because that means you're working on something. So
right.
But yeah, definitely looking forward to a good second half.
You know, they say idle mind is the devil's playground. So we busy around here, man. We working and always supporting the homies and all the stuff they got going on. So let's get into it, man. You know, I miss being on this couch with you. You know, even though
I know we haven't done a show on the couch in even longer.
Because the last couple shows,
yeah, we had to do Zoom shows.
Yeah, that was tough, man.
It was good to, I guess, experience. You know,
experience it, but when I tell you, I'm sick of Zoom.
I'm tired of Zoom.
I don't want
Google Meets,
some Microsoft Teams, all of that stuff. I'm sick of it.
Anything with a video and messaging system.
Listen,
next to it, I don't want.
I don't want nothing to do with it. That's one thing about the pandemic is just like adjusting to new normals and having to do virtual stuff. And while I appreciate it, it's just kind of like, ugh, I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, one of the good things I feel like came out of like being inside for a year is the versus battles. Yeah, like I feel like the beginning, you know, it started off as something like cool to watch on IG Live when you have nothing but time. But I feel like it's cultivating into like dope shows. Like they're performing now.
Yeah, I think it was good because it wasn't just like initially it's supposed to be like concert series, whatever. But with it being like having to be Instagram or Apple TV, whatever the hell it was, it kind of gave everybody a chance to be a part of it.
Right.
Like even people who don't know, like, cause you know what I'm saying. If it's just a concert, if you see a concert. Oh, DMX versus Snoop Dogg, you might not be as prone to go.
Right,
or like Jesus versus Gucci if you don't listen to type. You know what I'm saying? But with it being online and on the internet, it's like, even if you don't know it or don't like their music like that, like that's how I felt about the, not YG, Too Short versus E40. Like, I don't know their libraries in depth, but
they have an audience, and I'm pretty sure their audience like really appreciated that verses. And I feel like a lot of the verses that we watched were nostalgic. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Gucci versus Jeezy. You were dressed up like I had my Eastside shirt on. Like, I really enjoyed that verses, and I was really glad they were able to do that. Yeah. And for them to do it in Atlanta at Magic City, I feel like that was super dope.
Yeah, that was probably the best one, easily.
Yeah, and I really hope that like concerts come out of that because you know they've been dropping like festivals and concerts and stuff. So I feel like you know it's that time.
All the festival lineups.
Right. I don't know about the concerts yet. I don't know if I'm ready for that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not 100% there because you know people sending out this. I'm like.
Yeah, I'm still slightly inside. Like I'm outside, but I'm like 1 foot out.
I ain't that thirsty for the crowds. Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of. I mean, festivals are cool, but I'm not a big fan of like crowds like that. Like,
yeah, it has to be. It has to be like a specific venue. So like in Atlanta, we have Wolf Creek Amphitheater. That's dope because you can sit down in a line. I never really get a seat. I always get a line ticket. Yeah. Because you could take, alcohol and stuff out there. I think that's cool. And Lakewood is cool. But like the stadiums, like where I have to be close to other people, I don't know if I'm ready for that just yet.
Yeah. And then I'm sure they're not going to limit it.
No, because they need to regain. Yeah, I think they lost like 1.5 years of revenue. Yeah. Like, they probably haven't done shows, and, they don't do shows like that during the wintertime outside. Yeah. So they lost 1.5 years. But one of the verses that we just recently had last week was Bow Wow versus Soulja Boy. Listen, Big Soulja. So I'm going to say this. I knew Bow Wow was going to win because he just has hits on hits on hits. But Soulja Boy is such a showman. Like, he's such a troll. And, like, I appreciate him for that because he's literally been that since he came out.
I think
he's never changed that about himself.
I think Soulja Boy's impact in music was kind of underrated.
Yes, for sure.
I know we talk about him being the first rapper to do a lot of stuff. But
I mean, he created going viral. In my opinion, he created going viral.
Do a lot of stuff. And he kind of introduced a new... basically a new era in music.
A new wave. Like dance music. Like he kind of like made it cool.
He was part of that initial Snap era, all that. He was a part of that whole, and then being younger, like MySpace, YouTube, all that stuff. That's,
Yeah, YouTube was like the thing back then, and like I don't even know if I had internet on my phone back then. I feel like in high school I would sneak into like computer class to watch his videos.
Yeah, and then he's also he also has his hand in a lot of like production stuff. Like I know he did a lot of that during Versus itself. Like, just beats he made for other artists and doing a lot of stuff. So he, he kind of had a a big effect too. But I think Bow Wow was a bit more. I think Bow Wow was just a bit more like a global presence when he was younger.
And he started at like 6.
Yeah,
like he played a song when he was on Snoop Dogg's album when he was like 6.
Like
and his songs, he was in the game for a good
since the 90s, really
strong 6 years where he was putting out hits.
And then he kept getting Soulja Boy when he was like basically doing all this stuff, but you don't. But when he was like, who has the number one song to their number 1 movie? Yeah. Type shit. He had like 3 of them.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't even know the song go with the movie, but alright.
Bow Wow, I love Bow Wow, but Shad Moss, I don't know if I like him as much.
Yeah, no, Shad,
But he got and then he brought out Omarion. I said
he brought out the whole squad. He brought out Jermaine Green. He brought out
them Franchise Boys.
He brought out not Project Pat.
Yeah, no, DJ Paul.
DJ Paul, that's what it was. Yeah.
I was like, oh, he is in his bag.
The Brat. He brought out the whole. Yeah. He brought a whole crew with him. So
I forgot about some of those songs.
That was definitely entertaining though.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that Versus. I might go back and watch it on YouTube because it was just a dope Versus.
I was DJing a gig and I was like playing music and like had my AirPods in the other. I was like listening to both.
My boy said, I can't miss this. That's funny.
Because I knew it was going to be entertaining. It was
definitely entertaining.
Her regular Soulja Boy shit, he was talking cash shit the whole time.
But you know who I could have done without?
You sell lemonade. You sell do-rags.
He does. He sells video games too. Hey, Big Soulja is an entrepreneur, and I appreciate that about him. Lil Romeo came out, performed his little 3 songs. I don't understand why he even thought he could contend with Bow Wow.
I'm not even mad at him performing. I'm mad at his little speech when he tried to call himself the Kobe Bryant of.
That was like, okay.
I don't know, Romeo.
I'm all for giving folks their flowers, but sir,
you already wasn't invited to the party.
You're more like
now that you inside the party, you doing a lot,
right? He's what he called Bow Wow MJ, and he was Kobe.
He said Bow Wow MJ, Soulja Boy is LeBron, and I'm Kobe.
No, he's more like Sam Cassell. Yeah, he's more like Glenn Rice. Like, nah, he's not.
We liked you for a little second, but you gotta relax, my boy.
Yeah, when he called himself Kobe, I'm like, Soulja Boy would be more Kobe than anybody.
Like, it's just not Romeo.
It's not Romeo. So you got 3 songs.
If it's anybody, it's not Romeo.
Right now, on the entrepreneurial tip, he's close to Soulja Boy, I will say, but that's because of his father.
Oh yeah, I mean, his daddy set him up.
Yeah, he got Rap Snacks and No Limit. We were kind of wearing that stuff back then when it was popular, and they got the ramen noodles. Yeah,
they got ramen noodles.
Yeah, they got ramen noodles. Yeah, yeah. And I want to try. I don't even eat ramen noodles, but
No Limit top ramen.
But because they have it, I want to try it. I think they got like rice packs too. I mean, you gotta think it's a market for everything. Like people who eat ramen noodles, and if it's near the same price, why wouldn't you try it?
That's some hood shit. Man.
I mean, yeah.
That sounds some hood New Orleans project shit.
But people eat noodles. I don't eat top ramen.
Okay.
I don't eat top ramen at all. But I mean, I get it. I definitely get it.
I keep a pack of top ramen just in case.
I mean,
it don't never spoil. Just sit there.
So my mama did say you gotta have like the rainy day.
Just in case. Yeah. I forgot to get groceries. I need something to hold me over. Shit.
Yeah. That's real. Yeah, because ramen noodles, they ain't run out of ramen when we first started the pandemic. We ran out of tissue, water, milk. But
they probably just got them in like a brick warehouse and closed off. They don't expire. So everybody just got them in the back. Like, we got a shitload of these. Like,
how do you have food that does not expire? Like, that cannot be something you're supposed to put in your body.
I should be good though.
I'm good. I'm so straight. It's so much sodium, but it's all good. I appreciate the entrepreneurial spirit, and I appreciate them like tapping into that market. Like, I'm not mad at it at all.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Speaking of entrepreneurs, this I don't even know if that would make them entrepreneurs, but they finally making money. Athletes.
Hey man.
Finally, after all, I just want the NCAA to give Reggie Bush his shit back because y'all did a whole lot. Y'all did a whole lot for $300,000.
They're going to have to admit
that man was worth way more than that.
Yeah, he was. They're gonna have to admit that they were wrong on him. Like,
yeah, they were wrong on a lot of stuff.
And not just him. There's so many other people that they're gonna have to admit. So I don't think that they're gonna give it back to him. I don't think that
his Heisman.
No, I don't.
I think they should.
I think they should as well. But for those of you who
because
don't know,
he didn't do nothing to lose it.
I mean, technically he did.
He took a car. He had a car and then some money.
Yeah, but as an athlete, you're not supposed to do that. As a former athlete, I know that. But
I can say if he was cheating, he was taking PEDs or some shit. But
yeah. So those of you who don't know what we're talking about, there's a new policy that was voted on June 30th, the NIL policy, which pretty much means that NCAA Division I athletes can make money off their name, image, and likeness. So that's a huge step in the right direction for NCAA athletes because these institutions and the NCAA make so much money off these athletes playing. Like, even you got people like Zion that played for 1 year. Like, I can imagine how much money that his school made off of him. So, I mean, I think that's super dope. But the thing that I'm concerned about, just like with the kids, like when you could get drafted straight from high school, is that they get this money and they either blow it or get taken advantage of.
They definitely need. But I think with them being able to have the name, being the property of the name, image, and likeness, that's going to come with them having management.
You're right, and agents, yeah.
Because they're gonna need it.
They're definitely gonna need it. I mean, I think it's dope. I think that the athletes deserve it. And I don't know if you've noticed, like, even during the playoffs, NBA playoffs, I've noticed that WNBA players are getting a lot more publicity, endorsements, commercials. So I'm hoping that a lot of the female athletes are able to get endorsements and stuff because, female hoopers right now are the wave. Like, people are noticing who they are. We've had dope female hoopers for years, but they're really like being noticed now.
That's true. I'm about to say, I think it'll all increase. Because especially like in women's college basketball, like that's a big thing, and with them being able to have endorsements and stuff like that, like that'll help just across the board for women, like basketball specifically. Yeah. Like, and then their marketing and all that other.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like, I'm very excited for all the athletes to be able to, get that revenue. You gotta think a lot of players have to wait until they make it to the league to make money.
To make real money, yeah.
Right, and for their families to like be in different situations. And now this is a whole different ballgame. Like, it may not be millions, but it'll be enough money to where
it'll be millions.
No, I'm saying even for the player that doesn't make millions, for the player that's a thousandaire, you know what I'm saying? You gotta think about being a broke college student. It's no reason that an athlete that is giving, and I was an athlete, you're giving a lot of your time to that sport.
That's true.
Like, when you get to go home with your family on Thanksgiving, we're at practice. Mm-hmm. When you get to go home with your family on Christmas, we may get 1 or 2 days with our family, max. But we're on campus practicing and we're playing in tournaments. And so when you think about that, just the time they put into it, it's a job.
That's true.
People don't like to say, they like to say, oh, you're getting paid because you get your school paid for it. But the reality is,
that's not really.
Them folks don't be graduating, so you don't have a degree to show for it.
Yeah.
And you're giving all your time. You don't get to get the full college experience. Now, granted, I am happy for the experience that I had as a college athlete. Mm-hmm. But when I started playing, it was lit.
Yeah, but you had way more free time.
I had way more free time. You know what I'm saying? Like, almost too much free time.
Yeah.
So, I'm definitely excited for the athletes, and
I'm excited for NCAA football coming back.
Yes.
So long.
Yeah, it has. Yeah.
Had that game, and it was better than Madden.
I cannot.
That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
So
man,
Trae Young.
Ice Trae the gang, man.
What y'all call him? What they call him? What's his nickname?
Oh, Kevon. They call him something.
Kevon.
So, man, we in the NBA playoffs, and it's a great time for the city of Atlanta because the Hawks are in the Eastern Conference Finals, and the series is tied 2-2 right now. And, you know, every series they like to talk junk. Like, okay, we beat the Knicks. Oh, the Knicks wasn't that good. Julius Randle is overrated. I mean, that's who we played. We beat them. Cool. Then they said, I had a bet with somebody. Shout out to Clint Coley. My boy bet that Philly was going to win in 5. And I bet.
Hey, Ben Simmons,
Ben Simmons is
garbage.
Big trash.
Garbage.
Big boy trash, okay? My boy makes wide open layups right in the goal. Don't take layups.
That nigga is a 27% free throw shooter.
Yeah, I don't know. So we beat Philly.
Hey, Philly, y'all could call me, pay me like $1 million a year just to shoot his free throws, and I got you. And I could get him at least 60%. At least 60 from the line. I just gotta stay in one spot and shoot, bet.
I mean, you know, free throws are something that I feel like everyone could be good at, with the exception of like players with extremely large hands. Like, think about Shaq.
Yeah.
That's a little different, but I feel like being a former player, like, that's something that you can practice. There's no one in front of your face contesting the shot. It's really the most mental part of the game.
It's It's
like, if you
mental.
really got to concentrate, it's you and the goal. The goal is not moving. You're on the same line. That line never moves back.
But at the least, hit it off the backboard. Let it roll, man.
Yeah.
Like, figure out something. No, him and damn Giannis. Giannis say like 15 seconds.
Yeah, Giannis. Listen, I saw him play in person for the first time in Game 4. And when I tell you he airballed 2 free throws, I said, oh, he's terrible at free throws. But for me, I think it's a concentration thing.
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but that ain't gonna work.
So, what's your take on this year's playoffs? A lot of people are like, oh, you know, this playoffs is a little different because they didn't really have a lot of time from the bubble until now, so there's a lot of injuries.
So here's my personal take on it, because I get the point. People saying like the rush season and the condensed season cause a lot of injuries. Outside of people that are not normally injured, Jamal Murray, LeBron probably. Who are the people that were injured? Kawhi, who's been injured. Embiid, who's been injured. Kyrie, who's been injured.
Yeah.
Like, it's people that Joel Embiid, who's been injured. I feel like it's a lot of people. Chris Paul, who's been injured. AD, who's been injured. It's a lot of people that...
AD would have been injured whether this happened or not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a lot of players that are injured, that are injury prone.
Yeah.
So, like, I get the argument. I can see if players were having, like, hamstring issues, like...
Yeah, they have a major... injuries.
Like, they having, like, major injuries. Like, you know what I'm saying? Jamal Murray, like, tore his ACL. That wasn't on no, like, oh, I'm tired, I've been playing too long. That's some, like, I jumped the wrong way. Yeah. That happens every season randomly to whoever plays, whatever. So, I mean, in a sense, I guess you could say it plays a part because a lot of major players aren't in the playoffs like I guess, as normal. But a lot of people that are injured are injury-prone people already. Honestly,
I'm on the fence about the issue, Matt, because I do kind of agree with the statement that LeBron said that, like, if they didn't have such a short offseason, because their offseason was very short.
Yeah, it was very short.
In that offseason, you had time to prepare your body. You had time to strengthen your hamstrings and your quads so you don't have injuries like ACL injuries. Yeah. But also, I feel like some of the players probably would have been injured with or without the offseason. Right. Like players like AD, you know, he is a long player. I don't think his body like caught up to him until he was older. So I feel like, you know, he could have been injured either way it goes. But I also feel like, you know, the 4 teams that were 3 teams now, but the 4 teams that were left, they're not really teams people really want to see. And so it gives people something to talk about. And I feel like this has really exposed like how the politics of the NBA works, because Atlanta Hawks have 0 All-Stars. Yeah. And the fact that Trae Young was not an All-Star is a problem. Yeah. So, I mean, I think the teams that are there deserve to be there. I feel like the Hawks have played very well all season. I feel like they played very well throughout the playoffs.
I told niggas in March, and I'm going to say this. I told niggas, I was like, hey, watch out for the Hawks. They're fucking legit.
Trae is giving folks 40, and even when you stop Trae, he's still giving you 20.
It's not even that. It's not even Trae. They have a full roster of
their whole starting five
can score. That can score. They already had that, and then they added Lou Will to their team.
And then their defense is not the greatest defense, but their defense is good enough.
But they can outscore you.
They can outscore you. Their defense is good enough to contain.
Yeah, it's decent enough, and then they can score. Like, they have scorers.
Like Kevin
across the
Herter,
board.
like I'm getting a jersey because he's out there cooking.
Balling.
He's cooking,
Balling.
okay?
Balling.
And he's doing it effortlessly. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Trae Young didn't play in Game 4, and when I tell you they played so well, I was almost like, do we even need Trae Young? Like, okay, I don't want us not to have Trae Young, but they played really well. And Lou Williams, like, it's the reason why he was 6th Man of the Year. Like, he plays his role so well, and you got to think, Lou Will was drafted from high school. Like, he's not that much older than I am. He was our rival high school. I watched him play in high school, and that man is a baller.
Straight up.
He's a baller, like pure baller, and he knows the assignment, and he does what he has to do.
I think the Hawks were just hella underrated because they started out the season pretty bad, but they were also very injured. They were an injured team. Like, half their starters were missing.
Yeah.
And then they kind of caught steam at the end, and everybody didn't like realize what they were.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, they slept. I tweeted it in March. I was like,
well, their players would probably slept on the college players too, and their players. And then we have a lot of overseas players like Capella is from Switzerland, and Gallinari. That man is underrated. People don't even realize, like.
Gallinari been balling forever. Honestly.
And he plays his role. Like, he's not gonna go outside of what he does.
Yeah.
Like, he knows how to score. He can score off the dribble. He can post up. Yeah, he plays defense and he does what he needs to do. And I feel like to win a championship, like, everybody got to play their role. You can't be trying to do too much. Now, granted, sometimes Trae be shooting from the logo, and I be like, every shot don't have to be from the take
a necessary shot sometimes.
Yeah, but you know, it's all good. I'm so happy for the city of Atlanta because we get disappointed so many years in a row by the Falcons. We just need some type of joy.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, you know, the Julio sacrifice.
Listen,
it's worth it.
Julio walked. He walked up out of Atlanta so the Hawks can run.
It might be Chris Paul's year. I don't know.
You know, I feel like the way they set it up, it might be Chris Paul's year, but I feel like if Atlanta goes to the finals, I feel like that would be.
That's gonna be a good matchup.
That's a very good matchup. Like Chris Paul gonna have to play Trae Young. He's gonna have to guard him.
Hell, Trae Young have to guard Chris Paul.
He's definitely. And Trae Young is not a defender.
So
he's not a defender. And Devin Booker been going crazy.
Yeah.
I tweeted the other day, I vote him playoffs MVP, and people try to come after me like, oh, there's no playoffs MVP, but I vote him playoffs MVP for Brooks Awards because he has been consistent through the playoffs. Like,
I ain't gonna lie, I'd probably give it to Trae before Booker though.
Booker been locking folks up though. Booker got a defensive component for me. Trae ain't playing no defense, man.
He don't.
Trae doing what he do. He score.
But
Booker scoring. He has been going crazy, man. He giving folks 40. Like, you watch him play and you
averaging like 30 something.
Yes.
In the playoffs.
And easy. And do you ever see a look on his face? He be like, looking like, yeah, I just skated past you, bro.
No, for real.
Like, skated past you. So, I mean, I personally went to Game 4 in the Knicks series. And then I went to Game 4 in this most recent series against the Bucks. And that was just, both of them, the atmosphere was great. And I enjoyed the game. So I'm looking forward. We got Game 5 tonight. They're back in Milwaukee. So hopefully by the time the episode comes out, you guys see it. We'll be saying that the Hawks are in the finals.
Yeah, I hope the Hawks win. Just because I want Atlanta to be hurt.
I'm
just like when the Falcons
right.
playing, like, I mean, hey.
Yeah,
I'm out here, why not? Shit.
Yeah, Gray you don't like to root for the home team. Yeah, I'm always root for the home team.
You know, I'm not from Atlanta, but
yeah, I mean,
I support Atlanta teams though. I just talk shit about them, but I support Atlanta teams though.
Oh, okay.
I don't dislike them like some people. Like, I don't like hate the Falcons.
You be at the Falcons tailgate with the Eagles jersey though.
I'm saying, but I'm an Eagles fan.
I cannot. But yeah, I think
the Hawks are cool.
This is good. We're going to get a banner at least if we win the East. We're going to get another banner because State Farm Arena looking real bare in there. So, we're going to get a banner.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah, I'm excited about that. And, you know, I'm a sports fanatic. I love it. And football season right around the corner. You got NCAA football. We got NFL football. I don't know what the Falcons going to do this year, but I'm going to put a prayer up in the air for Matt Ryan and the squad. I'm gonna be a low key Titans fan this year, very low key. I'm gonna only wear my jersey at the crib, but
I guess we go to the games at was it Nashville?
Nashville, yeah, Nashville right up the street, you're hopping and skip. So, but yeah, I'm excited. The playoffs has been super lit for Atlanta, and it's dope. It's real dope.
Yeah, I think everybody is it's kind of not. I just think it's kind of weird, or I don't know if you think it's weird how kind of like everything's just back.
Yeah, yeah.
Like sports is back.
Sports is
Traveling's back. Working's back.
I think
Outside.
there was like no transition, honestly.
It wasn't.
Like
It was just like
literally,
vaccines.
The vaccines pulled up, and it was like we back outside now. It may be different in other places because I did travel to LA twice during the pandemic, and the first time I went was October 2020. Everything was closed.
I think everything, because even my area family in New York, they said this shit is open now. Like it's,
And the fact that it's open in New York is very telling because New York was closed for a long time.
yeah.
So like, how do you feel about like being outside? Like you're a DJ, so like you're in those environments.
Granted, I've been outside the whole time, right?
Yeah.
But it's just like how we were talking about festivals earlier. I'm still a little cautious with certain things. Still stay 6 feet away.
You still masked up?
Selectively.
Okay, I feel you. So like, I'm vaccinated, but like, you can still get COVID. So
Yeah.
I wear my mask at work. I wear my mask in places like Walmart and like grocery stores, restaurants. Going in, I wear it, but I'll take it off when I'm at the table. But you know, if you look at Atlanta, like I went to a restaurant last week and I was off the Beltline, not a mask in sight. There were so many people out there, and I'm like, y'all, there's a whole new variant strain of coronavirus out here,
Yeah.
and it's taking folks down. And I feel like the media has really controlled like the narrative on COVID-19, and so I'm kind of nervous about like this upcoming like winter flu season. Like I feel like we may be looking at another shutdown, but I feel like they're like, oh, vaccines, cool.
I don't see. I think there might be another wave, but I don't know how much a shutdown is going. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if a shutdown is going to happen.
Well, the government
just because I don't
shutdown.
think they can. I don't think the government gonna be able to afford another shutdown.
Yeah, all that money they've been dishing out. Yeah,
I honestly like. And then they open the door, like, I mean, hell, you see all these PPP loans and all these scams.
but also jobs are struggling to get employees. Like
to retain, yeah.
even McDonald's, I have seen signs at McDonald's that say make up to $16 and health benefits and all this stuff, bonuses, and I'm like, it took a pandemic for people to not work for y'all to pay these people.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, and I don't know. I think the government can't afford another shutdown, but this is wishful thinking with hope that they would look out for the welfare of the people. Because folks not shutting down unless the government say so. That's real. They're like, it's money to be made.
That's real. Georgia probably not gonna shut down again.
Georgia is not shutting down. Atlanta's not shutting down. But if I'm gonna look at those numbers, because I like to try to still peep, and people understand that if you get the vaccine, that's something that you have to get yearly. Like, that's not a forever thing. And you can still get COVID with the vaccine. You can still pass it to other people. You just won't be as sick. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. But I'm really like, are we in a pandemic or not? Like, is it over? Cause
I think it's officially over.
No. I don't think it's over. I think we like putting a Band-Aid over an open wound. I feel they're like, boom, vaccines, we good. But it's like, nah, I think it's still a lot of people suffering from it. I think a lot of people are getting it and passing it, but less people are getting tested because you're getting a vaccine.
Yeah.
Like I know a couple people that have gotten it a couple times. And you don't know who they have passed it to, and those numbers aren't being recorded because they're not going to the to get tested. They're not getting vaccinated, which I think that's your choice whether you want to get vaccinated.
Yeah.
I said, I think on the first 2 episodes, I had a friend send me a video, and she was like, "Look at you talking about you wouldn't get a vaccine. Look at you now, vaccinated."
Mm-hmm. Vaccinated. Oh no, we can't say that. I'm still vaccine free. That's why. No, I really am. But I think I don't. To be real, for me, I'm gonna just keep taking the same precautions I've been taking. As far as like being outside.
Yeah.
Because I've basically been working.
But I mean, that's your.
I was outside the entire pandemic.
Yeah, basically. You work that's your bread and butter. That's how you make your money. So I understand with you being, outside in the mix, but you still had the luxury of being a certain distance from people being a DJ.
Yeah. But yeah, just continue to take the same precautions, like being hesitant. My bad. Hesitant to be in like large environments, like I was talking about festivals.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, granted, the club is a lot of people there, but like you said, as a DJ, I'm not like
you're not on the dance floor.
On the dance floor, in the booth, in the section, and even if I do go to a club, like probably in the section with familiar faces, with familiar people.
Yeah. So what are some things that you're like, I'm straight on going back to that, like pre-COVID? Because I got a few things where I'm like, I think I'm good on going back to that. I'll tell you mine.
What are yours?
So, I'm straight on like full capacity like spaces. Like I'm okay with restaurants, social distancing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I'm okay with wearing a mask. I can wear the mask.
I'm definitely okay with wearing a mask.
On a consistent, because you gotta understand, not only is it preventing like the spread of COVID, or they say it's preventing the spread of COVID, but you gotta think stuff like the flu. They said flu numbers went down.
Them masks should be mandated in airports.
It should. You gotta think of how unsanitary like spaces that like the airport.
Yeah.
Like you gotta think. You gotta take your shoes off.
Yeah.
You gotta touch these bins. You gotta put your stuff. You gotta go through security. They gotta touch you.
Yeah.
I don't know what that TSA agent been. The actual plane itself being this close to a person for hours, God forbid if it's an international trip.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with the mask because I think not only does it like lessens the spread of germs with COVID, but just germs in general. I'm okay with hand sanitizers being.
I was gonna say traffic, but it's too late.
Yeah, traffic is bad.
It's too late.
It's bad, and I hate it.
Drive where you want when you want it, any time of the day, and not like 1,000 people outside every turn of the day.
I think jobs have transition to like a hybrid work from home situation and like or all the way work from home. I'm okay with that because if your employee is happier, you get a more productive employee.
I think jobs who have because even my last job, like one thing that because we had work from home and then like we would split days and then they took it away for some reason, and then the pandemic started. It's like, oh, so we can work from home, like,
right?
I think. Because, I mean, I like work from home, but I don't necessarily like work from home all the time. Mm-hmm. Like, I like being in an office environment just because it's more productive. But having the capability or, like, the availability to, like, work from home, like, even if it's, like, a day out the week. Like, everybody work from home Mondays or Fridays or something like, or we used to do desk sharing.
Okay.
So, like, rather than get this huge office, everybody get on desk, we just share a desk.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's cost effective for the company, too.
Like a situation like that, that needs to be. If your job got the capability to do it, why not do it? Like
I think technology has really like proved that like it's such a great thing because we talked about this earlier, which this is one thing that I really wish we could throw away. Zoom, Microsoft Teams, like it's shown that like we don't have to meet in person every time. Some of these meetings could be emails.
Yeah.
But I do appreciate that like. For example, for Christmas, my family, like people that usually wouldn't come down to the South,
you have to speak to.
We were able to have like family Zooms.
Yeah.
So I think that's something that was like helpful, but it also was something that I'm tired of. So yeah, there's a lot of things that I feel like we shouldn't go back to.
Yeah.
Just like being in the pandemic, but like those things like social distancing. In grocery stores and restaurants, like I'm okay with that being that way. I'm okay with places not filling up to capacity. I'm like okay with all that stuff.
I'm 100% there with you.
Any lessons you learned like
in the pandemic?
Yeah.
Lessons I learned. Yeah, that is 1,000,001 ways to make money. Shit.
1,000,001 made. Listen, I touched more money in the last year than I probably did.
Yeah.
Like 3-4 years before the pandemic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Greg, we touched a lot of money.
Because everybody was finding new ways.
You
see
ways.
the new wave in stocks now. Everybody.
I made some money off Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Okay? And I don't think I was supposed to make that much money. And shout out to you because you put me on.
Yeah.
You hit the group text like, hey man, this shit 1 cent.
This is what's up, right?
Pull up.
This is happening right now.
So, yeah. That was my Jamaican money, by the way.
Was it? That was my Jamaican money too.
Yes.
By the way.
I pulled out because he was going to be on, Elon Musk was going to be on SNL. I think that Saturday we were in Jamaica. I said, he's going to mess it up. And I pulled out.
Oh, wow.
And
That's crazy. That worked out, man.
And it went down literally right after
That
we came
worked out.
back.
I'm still sitting on some of mine, honestly.
Yeah, I took half of it to Jamaica. I didn't even spend all of it. And then I put the other half in the bank.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm still sitting on some of mine. But yeah, there's a million and one ways to make money out here. Outside of just working yourself to death at a job.
I'm trying to tell you.
So
I think a lesson I learned, I learned 2 lessons, is that life is short.
Mm-hmm.
So do what makes you happy now.
Mm-hmm.
Because I lost a few family members to COVID.
Yeah.
And it was just like, enjoy your people. And, even if you can't physically be around them, like make the effort to have a presence, whether it's calling them, texting them, telling people you love them. Because that was a situation I don't think any of us have been in. And this will be something that will be in history books. This is something that we will talk to our kids about.
Mm-hmm.
So I just learned to appreciate like friends and family. And then the second lesson that I kind of learned through the pandemic is that technology is crazy. Mm-hmm. And that we definitely have learned how to utilize it. And like social media. Yeah. Literally, I feel like it was like our saving grace. Like it's been a gift and a curse for us during the pandemic.
It definitely has. I've used way too much of social media. But it was like, damn,
my screen time went through the roof. But like TikTok, I have found so many things on TikTok, so I'm thankful for that. And Twitter is literally the funniest social media platform I've ever seen.
Yeah, Twitter made a comeback in the pandemic.
Twitter made a comeback, okay?
Yeah, Twitter was slicking to the point where it was tired again, but
yeah,
made a strong comeback.
Yeah. Speaking of Twitter, these folks on Twitter and these opinions.
Yeah. I think I unfollowed Lil Duval.
Did you?
I had to, cause
What did he say? I don't follow him, so I don't know.
So this is premised off the recent Bill Cosby information. He basically just put out a tweet that was like, "Oh, my nigga Bill out. It's gonna be a hot boy summer."
Oh, and then the foolishness came.
Yeah, and why do you got like?
I think people don't understand. Okay, so recently Bill Cosby, yesterday, June 30th, was released from prison. In 2018, he was sentenced to 3 to 10 years for sexual assault. There were 50 victims that came forward. Allegedly, there were way more, but those were the ones named in that case. His conviction was overturned because it was like a double jeopardy situation. He had a deposition from another case from 2004 where he admitted to sexually assaulting someone and he ended up settling in court for $3 million. But the issue is the woman he settled with in 2004 or 2006 is when they actually settled the case. Right. But the actual crime happened in 2004. She was named in the new case in 2018. And so the conviction was overturned, and that's a mistake on the prosecutor's fault. Yeah. On the prosecutor's side, I would say. So people are on social media like, I knew he ain't do it. Like, no, he literally admitted to
he admitted to
and he literally paid the woman $3 million. Like, you don't pay somebody millions of dollars and you didn't do nothing. So I had to choose peace. I got off of Twitter and social media for a few hours.
I didn't really respond to much. I was like, I don't understand why people are celebrating this. Yeah. I'm so happy Bill is out. Oh,
giving real head ass vibes.
Somewhere like.
Yeah, it just shows that like while we've made progress, we have a long way to go. Yeah. And I feel like men and women, this is not exclusive to men. I feel like need to understand that like there are real life victims. They may not have been victims of Bill Cosby, but your homegirl or your sister or your cousin may have been a victim of sexual assault. And for you to celebrate something like that, what does that say to your family, your friends that are victims?
And I mean, even despite the man's image on the fucking Cosby Show, like, this is real life. Like, yeah. I don't give a damn how many lessons he taught you. Like, he was doing this in real life. Yeah. That's just like a pastor or a church person would do it. Like, I don't give a damn. Yeah. How many good scriptures he gave you? Like, this is what this man does in his life on his time. Like, and that's not okay. And
we don't have to dig into this today, but I feel like, you know, kind of similar to the R. Kelly thing. Like, I don't care how many good songs. Granted, he made great songs, but it's like, yo, what he did was despicable, and that doesn't take away from the fact that he's despicable.
It doesn't.
And so I think people need to learn how to separate, and I think that can be very hard because the black community already goes through so much. So to see one of our icons like do that, it's just like, bro, no, I can't take this type of news. But you have to understand, predators come in all shapes, sizes, and colors.
Yeah.
And when we understand that, then we can move forward. But it's like, I don't know, it's too much for me a lot of the time, like with social media and people's reaction and stuff.
Yeah.
I get it that, like, you know, I feel like black people, we laugh to keep from crying, we make jokes out of everything, but that's just not funny.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think there's anything. Maybe if you're making fun of him, like, sure, but I don't. Yeah, there's nothing funny about the situation. There's nothing to celebrate about it. There's no like welcome home bill. There's no like even Alicia Rashad.
I'm very disappointed, but you know what? People say stand for something or you'll fall for anything. So she's standing for him, and like that's her prerogative.
That's not a good look with her being the dean of a college now, though. Like,
right, because her students, like you more than likely have a victim of sexual assault in your class.
Yeah, more than likely.
So yeah, it's just
that's tough.
It's tough, man. This is a very tough subject, and you know, I encourage any victims, you know, to come forward. I encourage you to speak to someone. Don't be afraid to speak to anyone.
Anyone, please.
Yeah, anyone. I know it can be tough, but you know, it's a part of, you know, this life that we live.
Yeah. So yeah, Duval, you my friend, our head ass.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean, he ain't do this, but Pat Beverly, you're a head ass too.
Pat Bev is a head ass.
I don't know what the hell he was thinking.
So we're gonna play a clip so y'all can see this man. But when I tell you, he like, pushed that man Chris Paul.
Mad or no? And really, Chris Paul teammates a head ass too. I don't know who it was. I think that was Sabonis. I don't know who it was. Why are you gonna let the man just run up and push him like that?
Honestly, he probably didn't. It happened so quick. Because I saw him going towards him, but I didn't think he was gonna push him like that.
Yeah.
Come on, Greg. You ain't never seen no basketball like stuff like that where he just game damn near over and he just two hands push him like that.
Yeah, that was some big
that was a lot.
Big Pat, I don't know why you mad. Like you,
sir. And then like, you tweeted and was like, it wasn't meant for you. I'm sorry. Nah, you ain't trying to pay that fine that's about to come your way. And you about to not be able to play the first couple games next season because you want to be a head ass.
Foolish, my boy.
So, we definitely going to post the footage and the tweet so y'all can see it. But
foolish for that one.
Man. But, you know, it was good catching up, man. We had a lot of stuff to talk about today. And I'm excited to finish out, you know, these next few episodes of the season. And we appreciate y'all for pulling up to just say that. Hey, and just remember, if you got something on your mind, just say that. And follow us on Twitter, Instagram, subscribe on YouTube. And we back, y'all. Part 2 of season 1. It's Liddy.
It's summertime. We outside.
Hey, we outside.
All that good stuff.
We out.
Let's go hard.
Peace up. It's down.